Hello, nerdologists. Caroline, on Wednesday you were talking about your classes, and they sound like they could be pretty fun and interesting. And then, you talked about, taking music classes, and that's always fun to do, because music is awesome, so it works. And then you asked me about my 10 million gazillion psychology classes. Okay, so here they are. Okay, so I am in experimental psych. This class is the one where we basically start designing our own little research project thing, but we don't carry through and do it, but we start designing it. I'm not very far into that yet, so I can't really tell you much about what I'm doing yet, so I'll probably tell you later, though. So that's one class. And then I have my counseling class, where we learn about, basically what it sounds like, counseling. But so far, she spent, a few days talking about grad school and, how, oh yeah, if you go to grad school, you'll come out with 100,000 in debt, and it's hard to get into, and blah 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 and everything, and we were we don't want to hear about this. But I feel like maybe once we get more into talking about counseling and everything, it will be more interesting. And then there's cognition and perception, where we're learning about cognition and perception. Stuff like that, obviously. Apparently there's going to be some stuff with, memory in there. So that will be fun. We have a lab that we do each week, well, one or two labs, depending on the week. And last time we had a lab where it was talking about brain asymmetry stuff, so I can't remember exactly what we did, but kind of interesting. And then there's abnormal psych, where we just learn basically how we learn about the DSM and learn how to go through the DSM and learn about different disorders and stuff. I think it will be interesting. And then there's clinical psychology, where we learn about clinical psychology. I don't know, we got a new book, but the bookstore ordered the wrong book, so we all got the wrong book. And yeah, it was confusing, so I don't know. But the clinical and abnormal those are the classes that I have with the professor who did the whole research study about Second Life and stuff. And then, I'm forgetting one. Adulthood aging. Basically what it sounds like, it's about, it's developmental psychology, but, the older part of it, when you are, becoming an adult and, aging. We're going to have a section on, death and dying in there, but we're doing that in the middle because she doesn't want us to end on, a sad note, so we're doing, younger, and then death and dying and stuff, and then, something else after that. So, yeah, lots of psychology classes, but I think they will be good. Okay, I will see you all next week. Oh, have you been watching Lizzie Bennett Diaries and everything going on with that? Yeah. Okay. I just have a lot of feels on it from it, but Okay, that's like all. Okay, bye.